As mentioned, Deputy Treasury Secretary joins us now from the White House, Michael Faulkender. It's a pleasure to have you here. Welcome.
Great to be with you this afternoon.
So with Vietnam, can you tell us, is that 20% now the new level, or is it 20 on top of the existing rates, so it brings us to kind of 30-ish and change?
So, yeah, thanks for having me. We're still putting together the press release that the U.S. Trade Representative is going to be putting out that provides all of those details. But what I can say is this is a huge win for the American people, for the American farmer. The fact that we have opened up the Vietnamese market in ways that we never have before, and that we are providing the incentives that manufacturing takes place here in the United States rather than taking place in China or routing through Vietnam from China. This is a huge win for American industrial base, and it's going to be on top of the win we're going to have on the One Big Beautiful Bill that's on the verge of passing the House.
Do you know when we might get that statement? Is that kind of an end of the trading day, end of the Friday, in the weekend, Monday?
Yeah, we are looking to have that out imminently, probably at the end of the trading day.
Okay, excellent. So that would give us the kind of that granularity in terms of what export rates are. And again, as mentioned, Vietnam, our exports now would face no tariff. What about with Japan, Deputy Treasury Secretary? What can you tell us on that front? Do you expect there to be some more movement on their end to bring us closer to a deal before that deadline?
Yeah, we continue to have conversations with a number of countries. We have already said that a number of other negotiations that are going on, we anticipate making announcements prior to the July 9th time period. And so those continue to happen between Treasury, Commerce, and the U.S. Trade Representatives. Japan is among those that we have had a number of conversations. We continue to make good progress with them and hope to have an announcement shortly on the progress that we have made.
Deputy Secretary, it's Dom. This is an entirely new kind of way or paradigm of approaching global trade from the U.S.'s perspective. Not multilateral deals. These are bilateral deals cut with individual parties. I wonder how much you can look at whatever you're going to announce in terms of a deal with Vietnam. How much of the deal that we are about to hear about is framework-esque or indicative of a template that can be used with other trade deals, or is each one so nuanced and specific that it has to cover entirely different things? I think of rice in Japan, I think of cars in Japan, but I think of something completely different when it comes to the EU.
I think what you're seeing is that it depends on the negotiations that take place and the willingness of these countries to put things that heretofore had been off the table. So in many cases, the issue isn't so much the tariff level itself that these countries are providing negotiations over. It's the non-tariff barriers. And so the fact that we are seeing an opening up of markets and a willingness to address markets that previously the U.S. manufacturers and U.S. farmers were not able to sell into, that's what's really driving our willingness to then offset that based upon the tariff rate. Because as you know, we have hugely open markets here in the United States, but if we are not seeing reciprocity with these other countries, then the place for us to negotiate on that is the tariff. But if they will bring these non-tariff barriers down, that changes the calculus for us on where our tariff barrier ends up.
So is there a trade deal with China? And what can you tell us about their exports of rare earth magnets, which appeared to still remain at low levels last month?
Right. So there continue to be negotiations between the Treasury Secretary, the Commerce Secretary, and USTR to put more details into the framework that was reached in the combination of the conversations in Geneva and in the UK. So that work continues when it comes to magnets. We're again seeing that some progress has been made, but we are calling upon China to accelerate access to those rare earths and magnets as they agreed upon in those negotiations.
Now, when it comes to time frame, we've been talking very much about this span before this 90 days kind of expires. Can we expect other extensions? Is it your intention to keep extending these if deals do not get done? I wonder what the look ahead to the second half of this year is as we enter the initial stages of this 2H in 2025.
So I would expect that we have a number of deals that are announced next week. And then after that, I would think what the discussions that we have been having with the White House is that there will be some level of tariffs that are imposed if countries have not come back to us with trade deals that facilitate us moving along with the negotiations. And so we're very appreciative of those countries that have brought forward deals to us or recommendations and proposals. But for those for which negotiations have not really gone forward, I would anticipate next week an announcement of what their tariff rate would be.